What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Open my eyes!
All right, welcome to episode 3 of Wheel of Cage, the show where we review every Nicolas Cage movie in the order of whatever the wheel determines. This is my brother Phil. I'm Rob. No Brian today. We watched Humanity Bureaue last night, and we're putting about as much effort into this show as the makers of Humanity Bureaue put into Humanity Bureaue. Phil, let's start with your, you can do spoilers. Just give us a synopsis of the movie.
The Humanity Bureaue is a dystopian world where the government has pretty much shifted to being run by the Humanity Bureaue, which is identifying people that they view as undesirable and then killing them. Nicolas Cage is assigned to look at 2 people who the government have decided were undesirable. Unbeknownst to the viewer, these people include Nicolas Cage's son, so the plot of the movie is Nicolas Cage trying to get his son, and I guess his son's adopted mother to safety. So that's the whole plot of the movie.
Yeah, it's very... what is it like? Like Equilibrium or...
Every dystopic
movie. They kill people. They say they're sending them to the farm.
I mean, yeah, it's Soylent Green mixed with The Postman, but, you know, Nicolas Cage demonstrates even less charisma than Kevin Costner in this.
He's phoned in.
Damn it, where is he? He's gone!
Lucas! If it makes any sense.
It's nonsensical. It's Fahrenheit 451. I just realized what I... wanted to compare it to. He's a member of the government, and then his eyes open, and he decides to try to save some kids. Let's get to the is it a Cage movie? And I have to clarify what I mean by that. Is this Nicolas Cage front and center? Is he the main actor?
He's definitely the main actor, but I would argue that the person that you see in that movie is not Nicolas Cage.
He's a robot.
That is not Nicolas Cage. He's having no fun. He's just reading his lines. There's no crazy face-off Nick Cage, and there's no, serious Nick Cage. So it is a Cage movie.
It's like washed up, broke, alcoholic Nick Cage.
It's
he
sad.
needed money.
And also, he hurts the movie. That's the other thing. Most movies are elevated by Nick Cage, at least the entertainment value of it. Mm-hmm. But for example, he's never seen his son before. I assume. If he has, it was when he was a baby. And you see him seeing his son for the first time, which should be like emotional. Nick Cage, as I said last video, is very good at acting as a character acting. Mm-hmm. And there's no emotion there. So he shows up to see his son, who he thinks is his ex-girlfriend, maybe even ex-wife. And his son's there, obviously 10 years older, and a different woman's there. But there's no change in Nick Cage. There's no change in the dialogue. It's almost like they thought of this stuff after they did that scene.
I want to say it's worth going back and rewatching, like the nuances, because this kid falls off a roof, and Nick Cage like puts extra effort in to save him, but like he would have saved any kid,
Correct.
Like
and even the way he saves him doesn't make any sense. He gives CPR to a kid who fell off the roof. None of that makes any sense. The kid's heart didn't stop.
As a former lifeguard, that makes no sense at all. But
Homelander and the
boys,
logic. Homelander and the boys shows more compassion towards his son than Nick Cage does towards his.
You called me Dad.
And again, they never build on anything. The kid sucks. Like, they're hiding out and the kid's, like, lighting matches in the back of a car. Like, the kid's terrible, so you don't have any desire to see this kid live. Like, even like, he's practicing for a recital, and then the recital sucks. Like, they sound like amateurs.
Wait. His recital is pledging allegiance to the flag. It's not even a song. The kid just repeats the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Is it a Cage movie?
Yes, 100%.
Yes, we're going to say it's a Cage movie. We'll put it on the list with the other Cage movies. Guess let's get to the review. But again, there's not much to review here.
I think there is. I actually do. And I think that it's all bad. I mean, it's all bad. But it's actually fascinating. It reminds me of The Office, where Oscar says, is watching a homemade movie by Michael Scott and says, I wish there was something for me to analyze, or the analytical side of me wants to analyze this, but there's no substance.
2,000 milligrams.
How bad is that?
It's not good.
So my review of the movie is it's terrible. It is pretty much beyond watchable. But the bigger problem I have with the movie is I don't know what message it's trying to be about. So, for example, the first character you meet is an old man who was a senator or a governor who dined with Donald Trump and has
Trump
a picture
supporter.
of him with Donald Trump. But, are we supposed to think that Trump somehow led to this dystopian world? Because we're supposed to feel bad for the governor who actually sees the world for what it is. And we're also he's longing for a time of Donald Trump being president. And then there's another line deeper in the movie, which I also can't seem to figure out. And they've been told that nuclear power plants are all emitting radiation. They pull up to the nuclear power plant and there's no radiation. And the mom says, it's easier to build fear than to build a wall. And what is the message with that line? Is it pro-wall, like we should build a wall? Or we should create more fear to keep people out? I have no idea what the message is.
We're safe.
Why would they say there's radiation when there's none? Mom, why would they scare us like that?
Because it's easier to build fear than build a wall.
Let's go.
None of the movie makes sense, but I would love to talk to the writer and the director and say, what message were you trying to send to the audience? Because you would think a movie like this would be, it would there wouldn't even be subtext. It would be overt messaging, get your stuff together, America, or you're gonna be wiped out by global warming, or hey, you know what, walls don't work, or something. You would think that there would be a message. It's so confusing which side they're even on.
It's a Canadian production company, and I did a little, and I'm not CoffeeZilla, but I did a little investigative research. They're called Mind's Eye Entertainment. They've made 60 films. You haven't heard of a single one of them. I don't know, what is it? Is it a tax scheme? How did they make 60 films? This film, there's no way it made any money. It probably didn't cost any money other than Nick Cage's salary.
It feels like the producers, the musical The Producers.
It's the producers.
And this is Springtime for Hitler.
This is not libel.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany.
Mind's Eye Entertainment is great. These are just...
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the goal is. I just mean you can have a low-budget movie, and you'll notice every time Nicolas Cage is driving...
Oh, God.
It looks laughable. The way that the background is done, I've never seen a movie that ugly, because normally, even in the 1950s movies, you're watching Splendor in the Grass and Warren Beatty's driving down the road, the camera's bad, so your eye doesn't catch that the background is that bad. But in this, it's just you couldn't make it look worse if you were trying to.
It's laughable. You would almost expect it in it's a sci-fi movie. That's the best explanation I can say. You remember those cheap movies on the Sci-Fi Channel where you'd see a CGI troll?
But see, I can forgive the CGI troll. I can forgive CGI dinosaurs and sci-fi sliders.
Sliders, yeah.
But what I cannot forgive is just the laziness of having Nick Cage sitting in a car driving like this. Well,
is he even doing the hands? The fake hands?
Dinosaurs rule.
Pick up this way.
And for mankind.
I saw the remains of a man about a mile from here.
Can you describe him?
You're lucky that I can even tell you that he's human.
He's an endangered species. A brand new Sliders, Friday at 8, 7 Central.
Let's talk about the acting. You mentioned Cage's terrible performance. The woman, who plays opposite of Cage, she's fine. She's been in some stuff.
Has she been in anything real?
You know, she might have been, and unfortunately Brian's not here to look this up. The guy, the villain, the bad agent. You know, there's two agents. Nick Cage, it's kind of his partner, kind of his boss. He stays bad, of course. What did you say? He was a singer?
He's a punk rock singer from Canada who's gone multi-time Canadian platinum, which means you sold 100,000 records.
He's also a major character in Yellowstone.
Okay.
So he actually has a successful career.
And he actually seemed to be the one that was trying, even though they turned his character into a mustache twirler.
We gotta talk about the fat guy who they meet on the road, and you think he's like he looks like a pedophile. Like he looks like he's gonna be this bad dude, and he asks Cage, or Noah Cross is Cage's name. He's like, "You a family man?" And Cage goes like, "Yeah, trying to be." And then this guy sacrifices his life for him.
Yeah.
He's actually a hero of the movie.
You're missing the biggest part. Nicolas Cage is actively robbing this man at gunpoint. Actively stealing the man's gasoline at gunpoint. And again, none of this makes any sense. Why is there a gas station out in the middle of nowhere
that has gas? And none of this makes any sense. But Nicolas Cage is holding the man at gunpoint, and the man says, "Are you a family man?" And Nick Cage says, "Trying to be." So the man is willing to die for Nicolas Cage after that. None of this, every character, their actions make no sense. The directing's pretty bad. I couldn't find any information on the director, but there's the scene where it's like the kid's hiding in a bathroom, and it's like a horror movie, and then 5 seconds later, the villain captures him, and he like steals the villain's eye and throws it down a grate, and the villain's like, "Oh no!" And the kid like gets.
I'll go get it. Like,
it's a slapstick. It becomes like a slapstick movie.
It looks so real. I'll get it.
the villain drops his glass eye, which he's not even using, mind you. And the kid goes, "I'll go get it." And the villain just stands there like the kid's going to go help him get the glass eye. And the kid escapes. Like, I would expect such a scene in maybe a movie like Spy Kids. But this is supposed to be a dystopian sci-fi thriller. And it's none of those things. It turns slapstick. At times they're shooting people with machine guns. Everything in this movie is bad. I want to analyze it. I want to break down the political, messaging of this movie. But I honestly think they just threw random stuff in this movie and were hoping that you would figure something out that wasn't there.
Oh boy. Okay. Sir. What is it? We found this.
Thank you, Porter.
I can't even state enough. I think the most important thing that we have to get in is the whole plot makes no sense. So people are chosen to go to New Eden, which is the extermination camp. And Nick Cage's job is to go evaluate them to see if they should go to New Eden. But it's already a foretold conclusion that they're going to New Eden, so he's not even evaluating it. Like, Nick Cage doesn't have a piece of paper like, "Oh, these people are thriving, let's not send them to New Eden." It's like, no, they're going. So what's the point of Nicolas Cage?
Just an illusion, I guess. Like, you can appeal. I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel.
Then why even wait for his report? The reports are nonsense.
Yeah.
None of it makes sense.
I don't know why I'm defending. I don't know why I'm trying to defend this.
You know what it reminds me of? There are people who want to ride every roller coaster in the world. So they even go on like the worst roller coaster. The only reason to watch this is if you're trying to watch every Nicolas Cage movie. Just suck it up, watch it. But if you're not trying to watch every Nicolas Cage movie, there's no reason to watch this.
Are you a good family man? I'm trying to be.
I don't want to waste any more time on this movie. Is there anything else you're 1 out of 5?
If that's as low as we can go, there's not going to be a worse movie than this.
We'll see. You know what? Screw it. Let's go 0 out of 5. I don't think, because there might be... No,
it's not a real movie. This is not a real movie, in my opinion.
0 out of 5. It's going to be hard to beat this one. at the bottom. Everything's bad. Don't watch the Humanity Bureau. Can't get much worse. Not the bees. Not the bees.
It's been spun it too far. We're going way around.
What are you doing?
Here we are. Oh, shit. The frozen ground.
He won't stop, and we know who he is. Drop the gun!